Okay, we have more Real Raw News from Michael Baxter over at RealRawNews.com. Link in the description below. And if Biden is really president, why is Putin calling Trump? February 16th, 2022. And I will be doing a dramatically narrated version over at Tom Young John 4, but not here. This is going to be a straight read. And but the one over at Tom Young John 4, it's either going to be really bad or it's going to be entertaining because we've got a Russian accent. I'm going to have to brush up and try to figure out how to do a better Trump accent. But I'm looking forward to it, or looking forward to trying. Hopefully, it's not going to be too annoyingly bad. All right, but anyway, if Biden is really president, why is Putin calling Trump? Criminal Biden administration and its complicit intelligence agencies have spent the last few months fomenting a narrative that a Russian invasion of the Ukraine is imminent, despite Putin's reassurances, true or not, to the contrary. Either Biden or his doppelganger twice claimed to have warned Putin about the consequences of invading his southern neighbor, namely financial sanctions. But someone is lying. Real Raw News has unearthed evidence suggesting Putin has rejected Biden's phone calls because he does not recognize Biden as the legitimate leader of the United States. Not only did Putin refuse Biden's phone calls, but he also reached out to the administration's principal adversary, Donald J. Trump, who has been actively monitoring the Russia-Ukraine crisis from his Florida command center, Mar-a-Lago. A Mar-a-Lago source told Real Raw News. They've talked 3 times in the last 30 days, with Putin initiating each call, our source said. Trump and Putin have kept an amicable but cautious relationship, he added. I will not speak with fake leaders, but I will speak with you, Putin reportedly told Trump. Putin wanted Trump's opinion on what he called credible evidence that Biden's criminal regime was conspiring with Russian separatists to stage a false flag in the Ukraine and blame Russia for damage done and lives lost. He said the FSB, the successor to the KGB, had acquired from third parties audio tapes on which Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin discussed everything from waging cyber warfare to detonating a bomb in downtown Kiev. And yes, it is pronounced Kiev. It is not pronounced Kiev, which I've been hearing a lot in the news lately. When Trump requested copies of said audio tapes, Putin balked, saying he could not presently share the tapes without knowing Trump's intentions. If those tapes exist and are really real, then we've won big time. But I need them in a huge way. I have to get them authenticated, Trump told Putin. Trump would like to believe Putin, but he knows he could easily be bluffing. Putin does what is in Putin's best interest, and he's not above subterfuge. He's former KGB, so he shifted gears. He wanted to know the disposition of the U.S. military, our source said. President Trump, I understand a significant part of the U.S. military is loyal to you, but many still support this man, Joseph Biden. I'm unclear how, shall we say, this will play out if Biden orders combat troops to intervene. Putin said, President Putin, I won't discuss that with you, but I'll tell you something. If and only if I have real proof of a false flag, you won't have to worry about that. Our military will not go into an illegal war with your country. But right now, you have 150,000 troops and tanks, an enormous number, a number I don't think you've done before, on your border. And that's your right, but it makes people watching you want to know just what's going on, Trump said. Putin insisted troop buildups were proactive in case a false flag event forces his hand, and promised Trump that Russia was taking all possible steps to avoid a regional conflict. If war happens, history will not see Russia as the aggressor, Putin added. Per our source, the second and third call went similarly, with Putin denying invasion plans and Trump requesting conclusive proof of a planned false flag attack. And that's the news. So I will be going over to Tom Young John 4 shortly. Tom Young John 3 is in YouTube jail because of medical misinformation, I guess is. And so it's in YouTube jail until Friday, well, until this weekend. And so I'm using this in lieu of Tom Young John 3, where I normally do my straight reads and my regular Sunday evening live chat. All right. Anyway, that's the news. And I'll see you over at Tom Young John 4. Pray that I don't botch it up. But I'll tell you, my Trump impersonation is probably the worst on the planet.